Hi, I am Sucheta. Today we will discuss about Simplified Instructional Computer Architecture or SIC machine architecture. The architecture of SIC machine is described in terms of 7 factors. The first factor is the memory. Memory consists of 8-bit bytes. So 8-bit will form a byte. So memory consists of byte. Any 3 consecutive byte will form a word. Means 3 consecutive bytes are called as word. Memory of SIC machine is byte addressable, means the address is assigned for the byte, not for the bit. If you want to access any word, then you have to specify the address of the lowest byte that is present in the word. So there are totally 2 to the power 15 bytes of memory is available in SIC machine architecture, that is totally of 32,768 bytes are available in the memory. The second factor is the registers. SIC machine architecture will provide 5 registers and the length of each register is 24 bits. The first register is the accumulator register and it is symbolically or numerically represented by the capital letter A. And all the registers are having the unique number. The accumulator register is having the number 0. The use of accumulator register is, it is used in the arithmetic operation. So when performing the arithmetic operation, the one of the operand should present in the accumulator register. So after computing the operation, the result has to be stored in the accumulator register. So that is the purpose of the accumulator register. So second register is the index register. The index register is represented by X and its value is 1. So index registers are used for the purpose of addressing. So if the addressing mode is the index addressing mode, then the content of index register X is added with the address specified in the instruction to get the target address. The third register is the linkage register. It is represented by L and the value is 2. Jump to subroutine instruction will store the return address in the linkage register. So while jumping to the subroutine, before jumping to the subroutine, the return address will be stored in the linkage register. The fourth register is the program counter register. The program counter register contains the address of the next instruction to be executed. And the value of program counter register is 8. And the last register is the status word register. It is represented by SW register and the value or the number given to the status word register is 9. So status word register will contain the status information and it is set by the set conditional code instruction. The third factor of the SIC machine architecture is data formats. So SIC machine architecture will support only the integer representation and the character representation. So it will not support the floating point operation. So integers are stored using the 24 bits binary numbers and the negative integers are stored using the 2's complement of the corresponding positive number. The characters are stored using their 8-bit ASCII code. The ASCII code of the character is stored using 8-bit. So the size of the character is 8-bit and size of the integer is 24-bit. So it does not support the floating point operation. The fourth factor is the instruction format. All machine instruction in SIC is having the 24-bit of instruction format. The first 8-bit is used to represent the opcode and the next 1 bit is used to represent the flag bit X and the remaining 15 bits are used to represent the address. Here the flag bit X is used to distinguish between the addressing mode, that is direct addressing mode, and indexed addressing mode. So if the addressing mode is direct addressing mode, then the X flag bit is set to 0, and if the addressing mode is indexed addressing mode, then the flag bit X is set to 1. So this is the instruction format of SIC, and the length of the instruction is fixed, and the length of the instruction is 24 bit. So next factor is the addressing modes. So SIC architecture will support only two kinds of addressing modes, direct addressing mode and indexed addressing mode. So in case of direct addressing mode, the target address is calculated directly. The address of the operand is specified directly in the instruction. So target address is equal to address specified in the instruction. In case of indexed addressing mode, the target address is calculated using the formula address plus address specified in the instruction plus the content of the index register. So X register is called as index register. So if the addressing mode is X, then the content of index register is added with the address specified in the instruction to get the actual address of the operand. So here the direct address bit addressing mode and index addressing mode is differentiated using the X bit present in the instruction. So if addressing mode is direct addressing mode, then the X bit in the instruction is set to 0. If the addressing mode is indexed addressing mode, then the X bit is then the X bit is set to 1. So next we'll consider the example for direct addressing mode. So LDA 10 is an example for direct addressing mode because here the index register X is not specified in the instruction. So every opcode in the instruction is having some standard values. So LDA value, opcode LDA value is 00. In the instruction, the first 8 bits are used to represent the opcode value, that is 00. And the addressing mode used is direct addressing mode. The X bit is set to 0. And 10 is the operand. It is a name given to the memory location where the operand is specified. Means the direct address of the operand is specified in the instruction in case of direct addressing mode. So we have considered the value of 10 as 1000. So the effective address is 1000. The meaning of this instruction is the content of address 1000 is loaded to the accumulator. So address of the operand is specified in the instruction means the content of that addressed location is moved to the accumulator register. So next example is for indexed addressing mode. So in case of indexed addressing mode, the index register X is specified in the instruction. So example is STCH buffer comma X. So here X is the index register. So the X bit in the instruction is set to 1. And the opcode value for STCH is 54. So that is written in binary using 8 bit. So 5 is represented by 0101 and 4 is represented by 0100. So next the buffer value we have considered it as 1000. So the effective address or the target address of the operand is calculated using the formula address specified in the instruction, that is 1000 plus content of index register. So this is the target address in case of indexed addressing mode. So next factor is the instruction set that is supported by the SIC machine architecture. So SIC will provide the basic load and store instructions are LDA, LDX, STA and STX. So LDA means load accumulator, LDX means load index register, STA means load store accumulator, STX means store index register. So the instructions that are provided for integer arithmetic operations are add, sub, mul and div. So SIC architecture will support only the integer operations, arithmetic operations. So the instructions are add, sub, mul and div. So next set of instructions are for comparing operations. So compare instructions are COMP, that will compare the value in the register accumulator with the word present in the memory. So compare instruction will compare the content of accumulator register with the word present in the memory. And set conditional code, CC instructions. So set conditional code to indicate the result of relational operators less than, greater than or equal. So set conditional code will set the status word register based on the result of instruction less than, greater than or equal. And next set of instructions available are conditional jump instructions. Jump greater than, jump less than, jump equal. So these instructions checks the setting of a conditional code and jump accordingly. So this instruction will check the result of conditional code instruction, and if the condition is true, then it will jump to the target location accordingly. If it is jump less than, it is represented by JLT instruction, jump greater than is represented by JGT, and jump equal is represented by JEQ. The last set of instructions supported by SIC architecture is subroutine instructions, J sub and R sub. So J sub instruction jump to the subroutine and places the return address in a linkage register. R sub instruction returns by jumping to the address contained in the register L. So R subroutine instruction will jump to the location where the subroutine is called by making use of the content of a link. The last factor we need to consider is the input and output. So there are 3 input-output instructions are provided by the SIC machine. So each of which specifies the device code as an operand. The first instruction is the test instruction, TD instruction, that will test the device. So before transmitting the data, the input-output devices are checked whether the device is ready to read the data or whether the device is ready to receive the data. So that is done by the test device instruction, where the address device is ready to send or receive the byte of data is checked. So if the result of test device is less than, then the device is ready to receive the data. So if it is not, the device is not ready to receive the data. The conditional code is set to indicate the result of this test. The programmer need to transfer the data has to wait until the device is ready. So until the device is ready, the programmer needs to wait for transmitting the data. Then he can, after the device is ready, then he can execute read data or write data instruction. RD instruction is used to read the data from the input device, and write data is used to write the data to the output device.